Hey, what's up, guys? I'm RoberOnocle, or as you better know me, Rob, and I am here with my brother Mark. What's going on, Mark?
Whoa.
And we're here today to talk about Overwatch. So, yeah, that's a mainstream game that everybody's probably heard of at this point. You know, it's nothing new. But in case you don't know what Overwatch is, it is a competitive PvP hero shooter. I don't know why I couldn't remember that for a second. It's a hero shooter. It can drive a huge roster of characters you can play as, all with their own unique abilities, strengths in certain types of combat, have their own powers and whatnot, all that kind of cool stuff. You know, everybody's kind of like their own superhero in one way or another, or super villain. Not every character is actually a good guy. And it's something I found myself really getting into. As of this podcast, I'm sure just over at 70 hours into it, and I just got it. I want to say, let's just have a look at the calendar here, so I can just kind of gauge it here. I want to say for almost a month now, going on almost a month. Yeah. And as you can see, I'm getting pretty into it. You know, I've only had it for about a month, and I already have over 70 hours into it. And that's just because it's closer to what I really look for in a competitive first-person shooter, especially in a team-based competitive first-person shooter. Now, as you all know, I'm also a big fan of Team Fortress 2. Quite a favorite of mine, actually. And it still is one of my favorite games ever made. But TF2 is kind of more casual scene because it's built up this huge casual fan base in the just over a decade that it's been around. And I really enjoy it. I do like it for a casual shooter. It's a very enjoyable game, but I do look to stretch a little further than that. And I feel like as a competitive experience, Overwatch I find a lot more enjoyable. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of water. So, yeah. So as a competitive experience, Overwatch is very much more appealing to me. And we're going to go over some things, maybe even talk about a little bit of TF2 and Overwatch for tonight, who knows. So let's kick it off simple for tonight. So, Mark, what is your favorite hero?
Zenyatta. Oh.
Yeah, you had to. I was expecting you to, elaborate. I was expecting you to elaborate.
With another question.
Oh no, you're cool, man. We haven't done this in like 2 weeks. It's fine.
I say Zenyatta, my favorite character. He's a chill monk, you know. Nothing too edgy, you know. Nothing too bombastic, no, nothing too energetic, you know.
Anybody who's somewhat familiar with Mark in the podcast really shouldn't be surprised about this, because that's kind of how he is on every podcast. Pretty chill, definitely not edgy. No, please. But I'm sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, he's my favorite character. I like the way, kind of like the way he plays, but he's a little slow, I say. Like, whenever you go into like battle, there's no escape plan for him. So.
Yeah, pretty much every hero kind of has something they suck at. To be honest, like they're just like, wow, you're really bad at this, you know?
Yeah, that's just one of my things I don't like about him. Other than that, I think he plays well. He plays with projectiles, which it's a little hard to use sometimes. Once you get used to it, be all right. I like to mark people like basically for death.
Yes. You want to tell everybody a little bit about that?
I mean, I really said about as much as I can say about it. It's kind of a mark for death to put on enemies, and they take more damage than they normally would, which is pretty interesting. Also, lean battles in favor towards you when doing that, or for opponents too. You know, I'm kind of rambling right now. So if you want to go on to another question, you can.
No, you're fine, man. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm kind of losing words to say, you know.
No, what about his healing properties? I think you did you talk about that?
No, we just have a orb of healing which you can cast on friends. It's it's just a little healing thing you can use. I'm sorry, I don't have enough words to say with it.
Oh, that's cool, man.
There's nothing you can really explain too much about that.
All All right, so if you're all good there, I can bring it around to me.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, it could be a little bit of a toss-up, but if I had to go with a character that I find just like really fun to play once you get the hang of them, that would probably have to be Diva. And yeah, she's a little Korean girl in the giant mech. She's got this. Well, there's a lot of things. Let's just go over. So first of all, one thing I really like is that one, she has 2 automatic shotguns mounted on both sides of the mech called the fusion cannons, which they have infinite ammo. They're really, really weak, but up close they hurt really bad because there's just constant damage just slamming in you. The numbers start to add up pretty quickly if you don't get out of her line of sight and she's close to you. And she also has mounted rockets on her, a rocket launcher, mounted rocket launchers on her. And apparently this is actually more of a recent. Well, I won't say more. I don't want to make it sound like it happened just this year, but I want to say it's a newer edition editor. I think she originally did not have any mounted rocket launchers, but to make her more useful, they decided to give her some rockets that she could shoot at some people. She can also bring up something called what the heck is it called? What is? I can't think of. Hold on, give me a second. We'll make this easy. Defense Matrix. Okay, yeah, I just could not think of that name for some reason. But she has a shield called the defense, a special shield called the Defense Matrix, where rather than blocking the damage, it absorbs it. So it's not like Reinhardt's or Risa's shields where they're just kind of propped up and they can take only so much damage before they go down. Defense Matrix instead runs on, well, actually, you just run it down, actually. So it runs on pretty quick. It lasts for about 2 seconds, and then it goes away. But in that 2 seconds, you can block any damage with, like, 0 resistance. So if a Farah comes up, or Farah, however you pronounce her name, like everybody else pronounces it Farah for some reason. I call it Farah. You have to live with that. Like if a Farah comes by and tries to rain down her rockets, doing a rocket barrage, Diva can eat all of that up. And it's kind of funny too, seeing her, just kind of like, or seeing the player kind of freak out and stuff, like trying to span the rockets and like they're moving all around, but they're trapped in the Matrix. That sounded weird. But they're trapped in the defense matrix, so they're just shooting rockets and like nothing's coming out. Or they're just getting eaten as they're coming out. So that's really amusing. And she also has something I really like called the, it's just the thrusters. And that allows her, she's the only tank that can like actively fly in whatever direction she chooses. Winston kind of comes close, but I mean, he can just kind of jump in one place. But Diva, when she's in the air, she has full control when she's in her thrusters. And pick exactly where she wants to go. So, I've recently with that, I've actually been trying out something called like the fusion, some kind of like, it's called a combo. And that's when you fly towards an enemy, shoot the rockets, shoot the fusion cannons, and once you get right up to the enemy's face, just as you bump them, because when she flies around, she can bump somebody out of the way. And just as she flies at you, or just as you fly in, make impact with your enemy, you melee them in the head. So it's like you're shooting rockets, you're shooting your shotguns at them, and just as you touch them, you bop them right in the skull. And it's still satisfying to pull that off, by the way. But yeah, she's just a really fun tank to play as. Weak as the devil. I swear, like, it's so easy to just, like, get her out of that mech. But if you know where to go, if you know where to, like, pick off enemies and mess with them, she's really fun. She's also considered a tank designed to harass a bunch of characters. Mostly loner characters like Widowmaker, Farah, Ana, pretty much anybody of the like. She's mostly designed to kind of just keep her team safe in a sense, because again, Defense Matrix can eat up pretty much any ultimate. And if you're a diva with really good timing and you're in the right place at the right time, you can eat up some of the more dangerous ones like Hanzo's like twin dragon thing or whatever that ultimate is called. I never bothered to learn it. Or Zarya's graviton surge. And you can actually eat that just before it takes effect, which is awesome. So Diva can really just mess you up, She's really good at ruining plans. And again, if there's that one character that's designed to kind of be by themselves, like Soldier 76, Farah, Widowmaker, Ana, Diva's just really good at getting on someone's nerves, really. But to be honest, Diva kind of rivals my favorite with another character, Reaper, the edgelord with 2 shotguns. And I really like Reaper because he's pretty straightforward. He's just a shotgunner. And he's a straight up flanker shotgunner. Now, D.Va is a flanker too, but with her being a tank and with her being as easy it is to get her out of her mech and all like that, she isn't quite as good for, staying within a fight. But Reaper is just, because, well, one, his shotguns hurt way more than D.Va's fusion cannons. Like, they hurt way, way more. And I also like how they've designed him to be a flanker because, well, one, he has the cloaking ability, which, well, he glows a little bit, but it can be a bit harder to see him amongst chaos because he's kind of, his body kind of like turns into smoke a bit, so it becomes a little harder to keep track of him. He also can straight up teleport across the map, which is a little clunky, but when it wants to work, it works pretty good. And it makes it really good for traversing across the map with nobody seeing you making that move to try to flank them. So you can teleport somewhere without anybody seeing that you even got there in the first place. Which is really nice because Reaper's shotguns hurt pretty bad up close. And especially getting the jump on that tank or that Widow Maker or the like is really satisfying. Again, he's just straight up, he's got 2 shotguns. He wants to get down to business, which is what makes him so much fun to play. Also, I like his ultimate too. I didn't talk about D.Va's ultimate either, but I like his ultimate, which is just kind of designed to clear up like a group of enemies. Really good for capturing points. Because he shoots in all these directions. Some of his magazines get magazines, or no, he doesn't even use magazines or anything. He just kind of has shells in there. He just kind of throws them away and brings out new ones from God knows where. But somehow his just magazine size, I guess, just expands, and he just shoots all over the place, which is pretty good for clearing out a group of enemies, because occasionally you will see people group up, and that's pretty good to just kind of wipe them all out, assuming that nobody brings up a shield and completely blocks you out. Or that said D.Va I was talking about comes up and eats up all of your shots because she puts her defense matrix right on top of you, so you're shooting out nothing but like green pixel thingies. And I do like D.Va's ultimate. It's a bit harder to get the hang of, but it's really, really dangerous. It just makes her mech explode. And somehow it doesn't hurt you or your teammates, but it just kills everybody else within their vicinity. Well, it usually will kill them. The closer they are, the more damage they take, of course. It can do up to about 1,000 damage. And the explosion radius is pretty big. And then right after it explodes, you can call your mech back from Korea and then hop right back into the mech. It's a little weird. But, so yeah, D.Va and Reaper are pretty much some of my top. They both kind of like take my spot for number 1 for one reason or another. Both characters kind of designed to harass somebody, weirdly enough. So, getting that out of the way. What is your least favorite hero to play?
That I cannot say anything about because I've been trying every hero.
Okay, that's fair enough. So, my least favorite hero to try by far is Doomfist. Maybe it's just because he's hard to play. I really want to like to play him, but I don't know. I might change my mind later, but Doomfist is just a little bit harder than I like to play as. And excuse me, I don't know what's with this burping, all this burping tonight. Or like it wants to come up, but then it decides like, nah, I don't want to do it. So it just ends up wasting everybody's time. I'm sorry. Oh man, that was a nasty, terrible one. But Doomfist is just, I just can't get the hang of him. Like, he just kind of feels wrong when I play him. And honestly, he's supposed to be precise melee attacks, but I just kind of can't get it down. Like, I'm just better at just doing like the standard quick melee that, people have, like Zenyatta's kick or D.Va's like mech bop, It's just, I don't know, he's really not for me. I also don't like how slow his projectiles go from his little like knuckle shotgun. Like, it's just too slow for me. I prefer like Roadhog's shotgun, where it just kind of like, it just shoots out it just feels like it comes out faster. I don't know. Doomfist is a really weird one for me. I just, I feel like he's just kind of not the one for me. But if I were to get to something, because I can play Doomfist somewhat, but if I were to really just get to something that I guess I really couldn't handle playing, I guess that's most of the support characters. I'm just kind of not good at playing as support characters. Save for Ana. I'm pretty good at Ana. But for the rest of them, like, I can't really do Bridget. Well, Bridget's kind of more damage, really. So I guess that really ain't fair. But So Bridget, I guess sort of kinda, but Lucio, I suck at him. Mercy, I suck at Mercy. Who else am I missing? Same with Moira, or David Bowie, as my friends like to call him, or her. Excuse me. And am I forgetting somebody? Oh, Zenyatta. Wait, did I already say Zenyatta? Mark, you there?
What?
Did I already say Zenyatta?
About what?
About playing support.
No, you didn't say it.
No, okay. Yeah, well, Zenyatta too. Playing support is just really not a thing for me for the most part. I do like playing Ana. She's pretty fun. I like throwing that biotic grenade, or the mystery jar, as I like to call it. And, yeah, so I just really don't really just Doomfist and support. It's just kind of like, I don't think it's just really meant for me to play them. And it's kind of sad, especially Doomfist, because I really like some of his skins. They're really cool. But, yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know about that one. Okay, so, you know what? Let's just get down to the down and dirty. What hero makes you the most salty?
As in, what?
You just, like, every time you encounter them, you're just like, can you just go away? Like, just every time they show up, you're just like, just go away, man. Just leave me alone. Let me have my fun. You know, kind of like that.
It's admittedly Tracer. Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Tracer. It's like every time I call her, she's zipping left and right all over the place. You know.
I'm sorry. Did you cut out? Mark, are you? Hold on a second. Give me one moment. I'm gonna. Down. You want me to make it up to you? I can make you have the Grandmaster chair if you want.
I don't care.
You don't care? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, sorry about that, guys, but Discord has not been very cooperative, and yeah, we kind of have to compensate. So I'm sorry, Mark. As you were saying about the hero that makes you the most salty.
Tracer.
Oh boy. So why is that?
Yeah. Okay. Tracer. I said.
Here, I'll let you have the mic. Here, let me get out of the way.
Every time she appears, you know, every time Tracer appears behind me in front, I don't know. It's everywhere, you know. And so I kind of, she's zipping left or right, you know, up, down, where? I'm wondering, like, where gonna be at next? Are you gonna be behind me? Are you gonna be in front? This is too much. Like, oh my goodness. And then she gets all her health back, like suddenly, like, oh great.
But that recall ability.
Yeah, and then she drops like a bomb on me where it just runs away. Like, ugh. It's painful, man.
You know what? You see like you can hear that. You see like you can hear her like double pistol gun, whatever those machine pistols that she has. Till you can hear those things from a mile away, so you just always know who's bugging at that very moment. You hear all those like tick sounds, and then you're just like, you're just like, ugh. It's just like, I guess that time again. But yeah, I know what you mean. Tracer, not dissing any Tracer mains out there, but I mean, okay, I sense some passive aggressiveness, like, just emanating from Mark over here. But, Tracer just, she's kind of like a fly, like we were talking about one time. Like, Tracer's like a fly. Like, you think it'd be fairer that's a fly, but not really. And the Tracer's like a fly. It's just like, you're in your groove, you're feeling pretty good. You're doing your dance, and whatnot. You're having fun. say you're defending the payload, and then all of a sudden she shows up. You're just like, and then you start swinging like you do with a fly and whatnot. You just start swinging, you know, you're getting mad and whatnot, and then she just leaves. You're just like, okay. And then she comes, and then she shows up again. And they're just like, no, stop. No, go away. And, you know, you're just trying to do your groove. And it's especially annoying, like, when she's messing with the tank, because she knows that she can't kill me. And she's still bugging me. Like, see, guys, I play tank a whole lot in Overwatch. Now, even though I said I do like to play Diva and Reaper a lot, I do find myself kind of just hanging in the tank section a whole lot. My friends can speak for me on that one. I play a lot of Roadhog and Diva. I just feel like they're really good in a lot of situations. Reaper, I feel a bit more situational on. To be honest, Mark over here probably has taken my spot as Reaper more, to be honest, because I just don't play him as much as I used to. I also play a decent amount of Reinhardt as well. But, yeah, when you have that one Tracer that's just bugging me, I'm just like, especially, like, when a Tracer's bugging me and she, like, throws a grenade, fails it, and throws it on, like, my shield when I'm, like, playing as Reinhardt, I'm like, why, though? I'm just like, well, first of all, that grenade's not going to do anything to me. I'm just like, you're just a nuisance. Like, just go away. You're just bothering me. So even if she's not killing me, she's just getting on my nerves still. But hey, that's what Torbjorn was for, alright? Because Tracer, yeah, she can't help but get shot by that thing. Which I always, you know, it's always like, you know, it took no effort to kill you with that, but I still feel pretty good, you know, because it's Tracer. Actually, a similar thing. Now, for me, I do hate Tracer a lot. Tracer gets on my freaking nerves. But I kind of have, like, for me, it's almost like 3 heroes that just kind of, like, they just irk me to death. And that's, Sombra, Mei, and Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, I don't like Mei either.
No, I'll get to her soon enough. So, see, Sombra is, like, because I'm a tank, Sombras are pretty good at just, like, creeping up on tanks. Because, one, you're a tank, you're bigger than everybody, you're just looking down and whatnot. And that, and, you know, since you're not a damage class and whatnot, you know, it's easier for a Sombra to get in there and get out because you're not as good as putting out damage as a damage character is. So, like, I just be doing my own thing, I'll just be having a good old time, and then here, beep, 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 and, like, and then I can't use my abilities or my ultimate or anything. So I'm just sitting there like, really? And then it's always that dumb Sombra just like pointing her Uzi straight at my face. Like, I'm just like, go away. Like, just leave me alone. I'm a tank. I swear, it's always when I'm a tank, when a Sombra, especially when I'm Reinhardt, because you can shut off that shield. I'm just like, you're just a little bug, aren't you? No pun intended, but just getting in the way. I'm just like, it's always the same thing. I'm a tank, Sombra comes out, hacks me, just sits there just shooting her Uzi at me. And then I shoot her for a little bit, and then she just escapes. And I'm just like... And like the hack always like lasts for a brief moment. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what was the point of that? Usually a Sombra catches me when I'm not even like really getting ready to do my ultimate or anything. Like rarely has she caught me just as I'm getting ready to do my ultimate, but the thing that just really threatens us is when she gets in the midst of all the chaos and does her ultimate, her EMP, which shuts off everybody's abilities in ultimate. That's pretty scary because none of you can do any of your important stuff. So that's pretty terrifying. Also, how does Sombra hack Soldier 76's ability to run? Or sprint? Like, how is that possible? I mean, I know the dude is old. He's like in his early 60s or something like that now. He's an old cranky old guy, but the ability to sprint, he just completely lost that. I mean, like, isn't he like cybernetically, like, or not cybernetically, but isn't he like genetically enhanced anyway? So like, what you do is shut down his genetics. In that case, I mean, that's kind of scary actually. Ankle weights. Yeah, she puts ankle weights on him, slips them on. It just always feels stupid. You're just like, you know, especially when I'm in the middle of sprinting and she hacks me, I'm just like, oh man, now I gotta jog to where I'm going. I'm like, that just feels like the pettiest thing like possible. Like, I feel like if a Sombra hacks me, I should still be able to sprint. Like, that's the most natural thing a person can do. Like, it's not like it. it's not like you're Lucy or something like that where you're like up in like the volume of your music or like skating on walls or shutting off Farrah's jetpacks. That makes sense. She hacked them and made them stop functioning. But I mean, like when you stop some of that little like sprinting, it's just kind of like just like how, why? And yeah, it's Sombra just kind of gets on my nerves. And now they made her head smaller, although it was kind of fair because they said it was a little buggy. But still, I'm like, so now your head's smaller, man.
Head size, the string, Senya's head size, hitbox.
How big is that anyway?
So it's like a third bigger than like a third older.
Oh. And I feel like you're getting headshot more than you want to.
You hit his head without actually touching him.
Man, I know. Well, you already know, but Orisa's got like the biggest head in the game. I mean, maybe I'm just hallucinating. Maybe I'm just good at shooting Orisa's in the head. But like, I don't know. Orisa's got a big head, and like the other Mark was saying the one time, I think it might be the horns, but she's got now that head needs to be nerfed. I'm like, when I can almost consistently get headshots on you as Reaper, that's concerning. So let's hurry up and because I've been talking for quite a bit, just rambling on. So let's get to a bit of these comments. So I saw your Uncle Tomas. I saw your message earlier. I'm sorry I didn't get back to it. I guess I shouldn't be sorry, but I meant to get to it sooner. But so you said if you time it right, this is about Diva. If you time it right, you could jump out and summon another mech and hop into it too. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, the ultimate. Yeah. Well, what I do like about Diva's ultimate is that you can actually hop out as it's getting ready to explode, and you activate the thrusters on it. So you could shoot it into the air, abandon it, and just kind of let it do its own thing and just blow up. Because I used to do it I used to be really dumb about it, and like fly in there and then activate it, that was just as the thruster stopped. But now I just abandon it with the thruster still activating, so it's off, it's gone. I like doing it. Even if it doesn't kill anybody, I like scaring everybody off of somewhere. Like, if they're on the point, but they'll all just, nobody gets killed by it, but they all just abandon the point. And sometimes it helps buy us that time that we need to win, which is awesome, Because nobody wanted to get blown up, They didn't even want to try to brave it. Usually, some people are funny, too, because some people get way out of there. Like, they see that bomb, they just, they'll run, well, I won't say they run all the way back to spawn, but, figuratively, they're running all the way back home or something like that. They're just out of there. They're gone. I ain't having that.
Bastions.
What?
It's a little scared off Bastions.
It is okay. Let's talk about Bastion for a second. Now he's one of my least favorites, but he never really makes me salty. He's just kind of like really, just really, So in case you guys don't know what Bastion is, he's basically a turret you can play as. He's still got a machine gun, but let's be honest, nobody plays as Bastion for the machine gun. Everybody plays as Bastion for the turret mode. I have yet to see a Bastion actively use the machine gun. I have yet. Oh, okay, Tomas, you've seen a Bastion actively use his machine gun? That's wow. Oh, you actively use the machine gun as Bastion. Wow. Wow, you guys actually have some. You guys actually have some respect for me on that part, because 99% of Bastions, some of them will some Bastions because again they can turn into a turret, and in this turret mode they deal a very very high, well not high amount of damage, but they can build up damage very very quickly. But some Bastions are just so brain dead. In fact, pretty much everyone I've seen is almost every single Bastion I've seen is brain dead. I'm talking. This Bastion will get up right in front of me and use the minigun, or the turret mode. And I'm just really? Well, first of all, you made yourself a stationary target, so I mean, you're just asking for it. But, yeah, usually you have Bastions they just like to sit somewhere and just camp there. And I'm just first of all, you're a stationary target. So if you just keep sitting there, everybody's gonna eventually figure out that you're there, or they're gonna figure out where you're hanging out at, and run you. And see, the funny thing about Bastion players or mains is that the vast majority of them just get scared so easily. The moment they get a little bit of pressure, just oh, I'm out of there. It's just you could be a tracer or something like that. and like he'll still be out of it. Like it's like, nope, I'm done. I'm pretty sure Ana could scare a Bastion away. Cause that's all they do. They just run away, get into turret mode, just mow down people. But the moment this is why I love playing Roadhog, because I already like how Roadhog can hook people to him. So like first of all, getting hooked by Roadhog completely ruins your mojo. So like people are always very disoriented, kind of freaking out, and they always like jerk the camera towards Roadhog too. So it's always a bit of a shock. But when you do it to a Bastion, they never know what to do, and it's hilarious. Like a Bastion, like they'll be sitting there, they'll be manning that corner. But as soon as me and my team rolls in, I get the hook, I pull them because they're stationary, so it's easy to just hook them. So I just pull them in, and like the first thing they do is shoot a machine gun and start backing up or something like that. It's hilarious. And then again, it's kind of like, what really can you do in that situation? Because you're at your most effective when you're stationary, and to do that now with suicide, so it's just kind of fun doing that, you know. Especially like yoinking from like a higher point down to a lower point. So I'm like, I just completely threw you out of the way. You can't even retreat back to where you were, not that quickly anyway. Not that I'm making a mediocre evasion, but you know. It's it's fine to say late. So let's see what people are saying here. So Wild was saying that he also uses the machine gun quite a bit. Usually on the move, so use the machine gun quite a bit. That's nice. So you don't actually sit in one place. And Uncle Tomas is saying he hates campers, so he doesn't camp with Bastion. But on some boards, I will cover a camping Bastion with Reinhardt. I've actually done the same too. I like even if a Bastion, if for as much as I don't respect a lot of the Bastion players, because a lot of them are they're like Pyros in TF2. They just don't play with a brain. But yeah, I will try to cover a Bastion sometimes, you know. But at the same time, though, I'm like, you know, I can't commit to you the entire time, you know. Like I gotta move somewhere else eventually. But yeah, Bastion. The vast majority of players I've seen, they just they don't do them right. And I do kind of respect for a Bastion that is actively on the move. You know, they're not just staying there and just trying to like just shut off their brain. Like they're actually trying to help their team rather than just trying to get those kills. You know. But he's not overpowered. Oh, I didn't mean it. But he's not overpowered. He is not an overpowered character because Bastion is actually he's quite easy to kill and destroy. Well, one, because his weak point is on his back and it's just sitting out just asking to get hit, so Reaper can tear him apart easily. Same with Roadhog. Roadhog can shred a Bastion quite quickly. If a Reinhardt catches him off guard, Reinhardt can charge the Bastion out of a place and completely throw off his mojo. It's amazing. I've done it a few times. But yeah, Bastion is just he doesn't really get on my nerves. I mean, he can sometimes, but usually just kind of like, wow, you're getting desperate, you know? That's usually my first reaction. So let's talk about, like, so let's get back to talking about, okay, hold on. There's too much wind in this room. Let me put this fan on, too. My throat is like the Sahara Desert right now, just dry as the dickens. So I'm sorry, Wild, you were saying same, Rob. I didn't quite catch I probably just looked away for the moment. If you just want to just provide context. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm still waiting on you, Wild. I'm just continuing. So like I was saying, May. We didn't get to May yet. So again, now May ain't so bad when so what I was saying here before I get to that. Bastion doesn't get on my nerves, but on occasion can get annoying. Yeah, that's about how I am. Just usually ain't much of a threat, to be honest, but can on some certain maps, certain positions, depending on how the team, especially the team, treasures their Bastion. Like occasionally you have that one team where they have a Bastion and the Reinhardt will block them, and then somebody goes Orisa and they put a shield in front of them. If they're getting really desperate, they also have like a Winston put like a shield on top of them. So they're all huddled up against the Bastion, just making sure that he takes no damage. Now that can get pretty irritating, but yeah, that can get pretty it really irks me sometimes. But again, if you get a Reaper to sneak in there, they can't do anything. They really just can't. So, getting back to what I was saying. Mei. So, when I'm playing damage, Mei isn't really much of a problem, to be honest. Like, when I'm playing Reaper, I'm not really afraid of a Mei. Especially since, like, I just kind of cloak and just kind of shake off the frost and just kind of get right back into the battle. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. You know, you could freeze me, but, you know, Because, like, in Reaper's case, chances are you'll kill her before she even has the chance to freeze you. I can't remember the last time I got frozen as Reaper. Like, it's not hard for me to handle as Reaper. Same with Soldier 76, because Soldier 76 works good at a distance. Really, any distance character. And with Pharah, well, you're in the air, so, I mean, good luck catching me. But again, like I said, I play tank a lot. And tanks aren't exactly known for getting to places the fastest, and also tanks are pretty big targets because they're tanks. Oh, excuse me. So, again, I play tank a whole lot. So, when a Mei sneaks up on me, like, the first thing I always do, I'm just like, oh, you know? Because usually the first thing I do is I just start rolling my eyes. I'm just like, can you just go away? It's just leave me alone. Just, why are you bothering me? And she always does that freeze up, followed up with that free headshot thing that every single Mei, like, in existence since this Earth was created, like, it's just always just you freeze up, and then she has her one arm out, in that weird, like, curious kind of like pose that like little kids do. And she's got that one arm out just pointed at you, just bopping you in the head with those icicles, and you're just sitting there like, can you just leave me alone? You know, you just... Especially when I'm Reinhardt and nobody's around me because everybody freaking left. And like... and then that Mei's just freezing my shield. I'm just kind of like blocking. I'm just like, oh no. I'm like... Because she just starts jumping around, you know, like eventually she's just going to freeze you. But you really don't feel like being frozen. So you keep trying to block her, but you know you're going to get frozen eventually. But yet you still do it anyway. You're just like, can you just go away? Stop circling around me. Leave me alone. And then she starts, you know, shooting you in the head again. You're just like, ugh. It ain't so bad with D.Va though, because well, if Mei's getting nerves, usually you can just fly out of there, just leave immediately. There's like, no, go away. But on occasion, I've been frozen out of the air while trying to fly with D.Va, which just made me look stupid, you know. And like usually I'll be like looking up, because I'm trying to just go like up and away, you know. So I'm just kind of frozen. I'm just kind of facing up. It looks weird, you know. But if I'm playing like Roadhog or Reinhardt or Orisa, actually it isn't so bad with Orisa either, because you can turn yourself to gold and again just kind of like Reaper, just completely shake off all the frost because you can't be stopped, so you can't be frozen, because that would violate Orisa's no stopping ability. But especially with like Reinhardt and just D.Va, you know, it's like you have ways to get around it, but when she gets you, you're just like, come on, man. And then her ultimate just involves just freezing everybody, like within a big radius, you know. So she's great for just completely ruining like just capturing points. And you're just like, ugh, can you stop? It's like everybody's frozen, but it's always a good day. You have that Zenyatta that knows that's gonna happen, and then he does his ultimate, which is that transcendence. You know, he's like experience tranquility, and then like while he does that, he's doing like a little monk meditation thing. So like everybody's healing up rapidly. It always feels good when a Zenyatta does that when everybody's getting frozen, because basically nobody can die while they're frozen, so we're just indestructible, just icicles, which is amazing. To which I always almost reply, "Thank you, Jesus," when I hear a Zenyatta do that, because usually it's in a bad situation. And it's always funny to see that Mei that's still in denial after she froze you with her ultimate, still popping you in the head with those icicles, even though like the moment she hits you in the head, like your health just like regenerates. I'm like, and her fire is not fast enough to compensate for that. So she's constantly popping you in the head with her icicles while you're frozen, but you're healing up really fast. So like nothing can be done. So basically the ultimate completely went in vain, and everybody's still alive. So you know that's always awesome, you know. But yeah, Mei, she just kind of now if the other Mark was on here, he would have a lot more to say about Mei than I do, and the Mark right here could back that up for me. Like every time he sees a Mei, even though he plays Bridget, so she's really not that much of a threat to him, to be honest. Actually, I usually see him just killing a Mei, actually, so it seems like it's generally not a problem for him. But Mark, the other Mark, White Mark, he gets so bitter. Like every time he sees a Mei, he's just like, we could just start playing. We could just start our session for the day, and he's already had it. Like when he sees a Mei, like that's it for him. His salt levels have already hit a peak. Now I need to do a second Overwatch podcast just for Mark, but but he's already at his peak. He is so through. He is so through, man. And I mean, understandably, because I mean, when she gets you good, she gets you good. You know, you're just like, oh, come on, man. She can feel a bit like the Pyro from TF2 sometimes, where it just feels like it's hold left click to win. You know, I try not to dismiss her that much though, because Overwatch's heroes are a little deeper than that. But I mean, still, it just kind of feels like she's just kind of going around and just freezing people. But I mean, her results aren't as instantaneous though. So, to be fair, so I won't try to get that dismissive with it. So, well, yeah, Mei just, when she wants to, she can really get on my nerves, you know. Oh, yeah, so the last one. It's the last one. So I went Sombra, Mei, and who the heck was the last one?
Tracer?
No, it wasn't Tracer, I think. I think it was somebody else that they just get on my nerves like every time they show up. Who do I complain about a lot? I complain about a couple of heroes in that game.
You already did Bastion.
Yeah. Symmetra does kind of get on my nerves, but not too much, to be honest. You know, actually, Ana gets on my nerves a lot when I'm not I'm not playing her. So yeah, Ana's a special case. So one, she shoots darts at you, so she gets like kind of like 3 free hits on you with that one shot. So like hits you and then it hits like 2 more times. Is that how it works?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I never played as her.
Yeah. Wrecking Ball. That's what I was talking about. That's who gets on my nerves. All right, we'll have to go back. We'll have to get back to Ana. So I'm gonna tell you this, guys. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Wrecking Ball hardly ever kills me. In fact, he rarely ever kills me. Like, it's just... I can't even remember the last time a Wrecking Ball killed me. Save for his mines, but... That was his mines doing the work, not really Wrecking Ball. That was just kind of him getting in the way, but that's exactly the problem. Wrecking Ball just gets in the way. Like, you and your fellas, you're having a good old time, right? Capping the point, you know, you're winning. All of a sudden... You hear a grapple hook says something, you hear, "Roo, roo." And then you're like, what is that noise? And then you turn behind you, and there's a Wrecking Ball hooked to the center of the point, because there's usually something in the center of it, hooked to it, just spinning around on it. Now I'm going to tell you this. Wrecking Ball ain't all that hard to kill, but he just makes a more effort than what it should be when he's spinning around on that point with his Wrecking Ball ability. He's just hooked on at one point. He's just rotating around it, making himself needlessly hard to hit. I'm just kind of like, dude, can you stop? Just go away.
It's always satisfying seeing him blow out that mech, though.
Oh yeah, seeing that dumb hamster just flopping out of the mech. Yeah, it is kind of funny to see that happen. It's funny because he doesn't get the second chance like Diva does in her mech. So like he just goes from living. No, the wreck. It's funny, if the mech gets destroyed, he just dies. Like, that's it. It just goes, well, then again, it does explode. So, I mean, that would kill him, but, you know, it's just funny. And, Wrecking Ball, again, the thing he's just really good at is just getting in the way. And occasionally, and you see, the thing that annoys me is that, like, look, I've seen some pretty good Wrecking Balls. Like, for those guys, I salute you, alright? At least you're doing your job right. But some like 90% of Wrecking Ball that see acted the same way. They roll up somewhere, they swing around, they may or may not whomp you as they swing through. So they may or may not hit you. Then they'll fly up in the air, slam down, back up and shoot you, and then do the exact same thing like 30 seconds later. Like they all just do the same thing. Like I've seen some maze of variety and whatnot. They don't always just try to go for that freezing. They'll do range or something like that. Or they'll freeze, and if they see if there's danger, they don't keep freezing. They back up and do range. Like wrecking balls, they all just do the same thing. It's just roll up, may or may not hit you as they fly around the corner or fly over something or through something, whatever they do. They may or may not do that. They slam on the ground, activate their armor, and just back up shooting you. I'm like, okay, so what did you accomplish? Exactly. I'm like, you did, like the most a wrecking ball usually accomplishes is just dropping mines and just putting them in the way. I'm like, okay, now you actually stopped us. But like usually it's just they slam. It's like they're trying to play him as a DPS class, but they don't realize that they're not playing a DPS class until they slam onto the ground. It's like, oh, and then like they just like start backing up and shooting you. I'm just like, you little pest. Actually, I can't even call you that. You're hardly a threat. Cause like, well, one, if I'm playing D.Va, like, if I'm playing D.Va, really any character that's just good at dealing damage, heck, Wrecking Ball is pretty good at dealing damage, but they always lose confidence every time they run in there. Like, first of all, they like to jump into a group of people. Like, they always, like, they feel, I guess Wrecking Ball is just a character, a hero that's just good at just jumping in a group. I mean, he is, because he slams on the ground and everybody's in the air, so they all can't react at once, but, like, everybody's first incentive is to start shooting you. Like, Wrecking Ball's gonna be pretty good if they try to single out people, I will admit. But they always just jump into a group of people. Well, I won't say always, but no, they always. I'm getting really general here. They always jump into a group of people. And then just start shooting wildly and backing up. Like, I feel like, kind of like my S key right here when I first played Overwatch, because I kind of wore out the S key. Yeah, I'm a coward, so what? But I'm pretty sure, I guarantee you, that a Wrecking Ball main wears it out like 10 times as fast because all they do is back up. Like that's all they ever do. I'm like, you little nuisance. Now again, when a Wrecking Ball is good, it can be kind of scary actually, but like usually they're just in the way, just whoop. They hit you, and then like even if they get the smack on you, like if they get the jump on you, they'll still, there's a bug on you, but
whoops.
Yeah, I got it. But even if they get the jump on you, they'll still back up. Sometimes it's just me and the Wrecking Ball and they still leave. I'm just like the moment I fire back, they get into that ball and just start rolling away. I'm like, you waste of oxygen. Now, why in the world the Horizon Lunar Colony invested into you is beyond me. First of all, Hammond is ugly. He's an ugly little. Like, real life hamsters are cuter than Hammond, to be honest. Like, Hammond is just an ugly little creature, but but yeah, like nobody, like everybody who plays Wrecking Ball like has no guts. They have no confidence going into that battle. It's like they come in there knowing they're gonna lose, and they commit to it anyway. I don't understand that. At bonus points, if Mark over here is there, because then he puts Discord on them. Because again, you shouldn't just jump into a big group of people. Like, since when has that ever really worked in Overwatch? Save for using your ultimate. Aside from using your ultimate, when is jumping in a group like ever good in Overwatch? Because everybody's just gonna start lighting you up. The only other time it works pretty good is if a Wrecking Ball's moving with his team and he slams down in, because he's trying to disrupt everybody in the other team as giving your team the edge. Because he's slamming out, everybody's up in the air and they have to look down and like that, and it's a bit jarring at that as well. But I mean, like, they usually don't. Wrecking Ball is trying to play like divas, and that's the problem. D.Va's designed around centering around, and D.Va's kind of an in and out character too, but D.Va usually makes more process. D.Va players are a lot more competent than Wrecking Ball players are, like as a whole, because they actually try to, like, if they think they've got an edge, because well, one, you usually don't see divas just rushing into a big group like that, and two, they actually try to commit to fights. Like, they don't stop when the other person starts to fight back. Like, they actually keep going. And I just, I don't understand it. It's just weird to me. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play like a hero that cowardly before. I mean, unless do you know anybody else worse? I mean, you got characters like Ferrum and Widowmaker, but they're kind of designed to be far away from people. You know. Wrecking Ball, it's just like, I'm like, listen here. Either you come over here and you fight me, or you quit wasting my time, alright? Like, we're not gonna have just, like, we're not gonna have this running away crap, alright? Either you come in here and you fight like a man, or you just go home and you hide in that spawn, alright? You waste of time. And you know what? See, this is why I like playing characters like Reinhardt and Roadhog. Because they can completely throw a Wrecking Ball out of their mojo. Because every Wrecking Ball is like just dream. They're like their top priority when they're capturing points. Or really just anything that involves anything they can swing around is to grapple hook to it and rotate around it. Just start rolling around whatever they can get their hands on or their grapple hook on. It's always good when I'm playing like Roadhog and they're spinning around like they're just being needlessly hard to hit and all like that, just blocking everybody. And I just hook him and pump like, yeah, what you gonna do now? What if they just roll, which I'm just like, yeah, that's what I thought. Thought you were doing something, ain't nothing. Also, I see your friend Anthony is typing in the live channel for some reason. I don't know if he plans on joining the podcast for tonight. I don't know. I'll let you talk to him or something like that. Maybe talk some sense in him. Oh, apparently, oh no, he's still going. We'll leave Anthony alone. But can't chat. Just wanted to drop and say hello. Happy talking. Oh wow, he actually. I expected him to drop some strange meme in here for some reason, like he usually does. But yeah, how's it going, Anthony? What's up? But wow, I'm genuinely surprised by that. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't mean to sound Anthony that short or anything like that, but usually he's not saying anything important. I didn't even give him the benefit of the doubt. I just gave him the doubt. But so yeah, Wrecking Ball. Oh yeah, and I was talking about Roadhog and Reinhardt. So yeah, I like hooking a Wrecking Ball when they're just like when they just think they're doing something when they're swinging around that point, you know. And I just hook them and pull them over. They lose confidence and just roll away like a little bug or something like that, a roly-poly. Or if I'm playing as Reinhardt, I properly time that charge and charge them off. Like they run into me. I'm like, yeah, I'm the bigger man now. And, you know, that's always funny because again they lose confidence right after that. Although usually I kill the Wrecking Ball right after that because the hammer hurts so bad from Reinhardt. But yeah, Wrecking Ball, he's just gets on my nerves, man. Again, I rarely find myself killed from a Wrecking Ball. They're really not that much of a threat. Usually if I get killed by them, usually it's by their minds because I backed up into them like an idiot, but like that's usually the most they get to me. So, let's get on something a little more interesting. So what are your thoughts on competitive right now?
I guess it's alright, you know. There's more competent people there, you know.
Also, more incompetent people there. It makes you wonder sometimes.
Oh yeah, just dropping out in the middle of a battle, you know.
Sometimes on our team, sometimes on the enemy's team. It's
What? I died?
right. Honestly, that's the one thing because like in quick play, you have people dropping all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But in competitive, it's like there's a 50-50 chance that either you or the enemy team is gonna lose one person.
Remember when it was our entire team against those two people?
I felt okay. We had a match, right? And we were doing pretty dang good against them. So, what do these guys do? Instead of trying to clutch for that win, instead of having the confidence that they could have beaten us, you know, that they could pull through and that they could dominate us, what happens in a competitive game? So that means that if you leave, you get a 10-minute ban or however the ban system works. I got banned one time, but that's because my internet cut out and I couldn't continue, which kind of sucked. But it was a 10-minute ban, so I wasn't worried about that. But yeah, like my Uncle Tomas is saying here, too many crybabies.
I thought you said cyber baby. He's from here.
The cyber babies. Dang, man. And all cyber baby. That sounds well, one, it's not like you would kill the baby trying to do that. And, and second of all, that's you're like you're sitting over here like the 2040. But yeah, I mean, we were doing pretty good, and rather than this team fighting back to the hardest they could have won probably. Who knows? But instead of doing that, four of the people on the enemy team quit. And it was just what was it? A Zenyatta and it was like a Zenyatta and a Pharah or something like that.
Widowmaker, I think.
Widowmaker, yeah, it was a Widowmaker. It was a Zenyatta and a Widowmaker. I'm like, you guys are not gonna win. I'm like, there is no way you guys can win. Not like that. It was so sad, man. I tried to cover them too. I was just like, I'm sorry, guys. You know, like after we won, I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry your teammates were not competent enough to keep going. But that Zenyatta and that Widowmaker, I'm not quite sure where they were, but it seemed like they were trying to fight pretty hard. They were like, yeah! You know, they were getting in there, but I'm like, you guys are not going to win. And, of course, we did win. But, yeah, I felt so bad for those guys. I'm like, and at first I was just like, wow, that one person quit. I'm like, well, they're probably not going to win. I won't completely cut it off the equation, but, you know, there's just a good chance that they would lose, you know, because that's one less person they have, and we have one more person. But I've never seen so many people quit in a competitive game of all that. So they just went with the ban. Like
Better than losing.
Yeah, better than losing. I'd rather quit and get banned for temporarily than lose. Doesn't quitting like lower your skill rank anyway? So doesn't that like not matter? So like, I mean, it seems like you're really just doing yourself a disservice by just quitting. The sad part is, I actually think Overwatch lets you like have a chance to come back into that game if you want to, but they committed to not coming back. Like this obviously, like those four people that left, they obviously all of their internet, each one of their internet did not conveniently shut off at the same time. Like they just left, just out of there. Again, in a competitive game. Like, I was about to see that. Like, I've had times where, like, pretty much everybody but me left. In a quick play game. Like, everybody will quit, and I'm just like, hey, guys. And then I just kind of leave, too. You know, I'm just like, yeah, you guys, have fun. Winning. But, yeah, it's, that was pathetic. That was sad. Why did you have to remind me of that? That garbage. It already looks really bad when one person leaves, let alone when more than half the team leaves. Just pathetic. Just sad. I'm like, well, I guess free skill rank for me. So yeah, you just think it's pretty alright, pretty good.
That's alright.
Yeah. Especially, I like it's what are you laughing at?
I was talking about free for all.
And you want to talk? We'll get to that actually. You want to get to free for all after that?
Sure, it's not too much to say about it. Really,
right, I know. You know, you still have your you have your 2 cents for that. So I like competitive a lot. I like it a lot more than quick play. Although recently they've been pairing us up with people who are way better than our team. Like Overwatch, I don't appreciate that. Like for real, I really don't appreciate that. I like to play with people who are as good as me. Thank you very much. But yeah, other than that, other than Overwatch just being like just ridiculous and just not like, I swear these people should be like diamond or something like that, or like platinum or whatever. Like they should be like in diamond or something. Like they're playing with like me and you, like playing with like golds and silvers. I'm like, just can you guys leave? I want to have fun. But yeah, other than that, I like it. So I definitely like how it favors performance over who just wins, because it's a lot more fair. Because they're just like, okay, we're not really looking for who won. We're looking for who did the best, and whoever did the best wins. Which I like that. It adds more pressure, makes it a lot more fun, you know. And it feels like the judgment is a lot more fair when you're playing. It also makes matches last longer rather than feeling sometimes quite spontaneous in quick play. Like matches usually last for a good 10 to 20 minutes, and I like that. I really enjoy that. It's really fun. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I just like how it's, to be honest, it just kind of feels like a more hardcore quick play. But you know, I'm cool with that. You know, although at least in competitive, people try to go by the meta, rather just I want to go damage, and then it's just me the tank and you the healer, and then everybody got 4 damage. You know, that's just enraging because everybody wants to get their damage. You know, like it's just like. Yeah, I've got a sort of decent Dr. Doofenshmirtz impression, you know. But we're not here for Dr. Doofenshmirtz's voice. We're here for because if this was just any other voice chat. Trust me, I would go overboard with that. I just want to play Soldier 76, but that's besides the point. So yeah, it's I really enjoy competitive. It's really fun, you know. There's really not too much I can say about it because it is just kind of quick play, but you know, just more hardcore. So, Mark, how's free for all been?
Ooh, I played one round of it. I was like, nope, this ain't for me.
Never playing that again.
Never playing that again. I think you and Mark was in a competitive match, I think, so I could join in.
Right, that's right.
So like, nah, I guess I'll kill some time, you know. Just play a couple games, you know. So I went to the arcade and played a free for all. I'm like, oh, this should be neat.
I can hear the lack of confidence in your laugh.
This should be neat. That's what I thought. Until I actually got in the game, there's a bunch of Widowmakers just standing on like higher ground sniping me. Like, oh, yeah. This is I mean, there's a hands-on, there's a Genji somewhere, but like, no. There's like a bunch of Widowmakers just standing up higher ground.
It was more Widowmakers than anything else.
Yeah, it was like
See, this is why I hate video game community sometimes. Because they'll always do something like that. I'm like, y'all a bunch of losers, man. Like,
yeah, because like, they were standing together, too, so they weren't sniping each other. They were just sniping people on the lower ground. Like,
wait, what? They weren't even shooting each other?
No, they're shooting us, you know, the non-Widowmakers.
Yeah, see, because I would just be there. I'm like, y'all a bunch of losers, man.
Man.
Well, actually, for one, were they getting whooped, actually? Because...
No, they weren't getting whooped.
Oh, wow.
They were really high in the sky.
What unbalanced map were you guys playing on?
It was some weird canyon place, I think. It was like this big rock that was standing on top of it. Like, no one else could get there, except for like people who could actually get up higher ground, you know. Like, if you're a Winston, you could jump up there, but other characters, you know, like Zenyatta. Yeah, so...
and they didn't think about that ahead of time?
No. So there's like... Yeah, like, so as soon as I spawn, I get sniped in the head, like, oh, that's beautiful.
Did you just end up leaving?
No, I played to the end, actually. I think like 3rd place somehow, but yeah.
What?
Somehow.
That would mean that you outclassed one of the Widowmakers.
Yeah, because they were in the same spot, and I kept killing
right, because they're predictable.
I kept killing, like, what was his name? Creek. I kept blasting him away.
Oh. Yeah, for some reason, Mark over here, like, whoever I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not the best at fighting a McCree. Yeah, unless I'm a Reaper, because, well, actually, at that point, the McCree probably just wants to run away. I mean, they'll throw that flashbang. If they get that flashbang and that 6th shot off, that quick rapid-fire shot that they do, they got me. But if they miss that, if they miss one of the shots, I'm like, yeah, buddy, you might as well just run. You know, because, like, that Reaper can kill him, like, what, 2 shots tops? 2 or 3 shots. I'm like, yeah, you might as well just run away. And then I can kind of cloak and, like, I like what Reaper, when he cloaks, he instantly reloads his shotguns. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's just, like, you could just do that and just like get right back into the battle. But yeah, but that is so freaking lame. Like, it's just a bunch of Widowmakers sniping everybody.
It wasn't fun.
But yeah, that's why I'm always just sitting there. Like, that's like one thing I hate about fan bases. Sometimes they just do lame stuff like that. Just like, I'm like, you guys just why though? I don't even like Widowmaker at that, too, so that makes you just angrier.
There was a Hammond rolling around somewhere, like...
I'm not getting shot in the head.
Oh, he would blast somebody and just kind of roll away and, you know...
Yeah, basically how Wrecking Ball is. Wait, how are you gonna just, like, blast and retreat and free-for-all? What's the point?
I don't know.
What are you trying to accomplish?
He didn't win, I'd say that.
Yeah. I would imagine. It's kind of like how Team Deathmatch is filled with nothing but a bunch of Genjis and, like, McCrees. I'm like, y'all boring. You guys are not very interesting. And granted, they're efficient at what they do, but still, I'm like, man, there's just no variety here. Not a Soldier 76 in sight. Just boring, man.
Yeah.
Just uninteresting people. But hey, what's a fan base without a couple of sheep? So, yeah, moral of the story is don't be a boring loser. Because nobody will like you. Then I don't like you. You don't want me not liking you, you know. Because, see, I'm the master caster. See, for you guys on YouTube, you wouldn't get that joke. So you should probably get in the podcast server. So, yeah. So, seems like the moral of the story here is that free-for-all sucks. Not because of the mode, because of how people play it.
Yeah.
Have you played any custom game modes?
No.
Oh, okay. I played one time called Boss Battle. And, I kind of don't... there's too much tweaking and balancing that goes into it. And it usually ends with, like... It's kind of like a juggernaut mode, where there's one player versus everybody else, and everybody has to take out that one player, you know? But there's just too much... See, that mode just kind of just doesn't work. Because there's too many things that people have to balance, and, like, people are hardly ever committed to just balancing it. Like, well, for one, some characters just should not be allowed. Like, why would you let a Pharah be a boss? Like, now, like, if you're a Reaper, well, that's it. Like, there is absolutely nothing you can do. Because the game is designed around, like, if you're gonna make any boss, you gotta make them like a tank. You really can't make them anybody else. Because if they're anything but a tank, like, they're too hard to kill.
Mm.
Like, we had like a boss Doomfist one time. He was too hard. Like, for real, man. That was too much. That was crap. Especially as he was modified to have boss quality, so he could charge up his punches fast and whatnot. I'm like, this sucks. Just ended up getting bored and leaving with it, you know. The thing was very fun. So, well, that's okay. So, there's a question: was there something you'd like to see buffed or nerfed in that game, in Overwatch? Just in general, something you just like. This is getting on my nerves.
Overtime should be nerfed a little bit.
You've talked about that quite a bit, actually, amongst our little circle.
Yeah.
Want to explain to everybody why you think overtime needs to be nerfed?
Overtime can just play into like too much. Like you just lean on the one side a little too much. I think.
To a compensatory?
Yeah, cause like, let's say you got nowhere. Yeah, like, the payload got nowhere that match.
Mm-hmm.
And like, enemies somehow like at the end of the match like, oh, well we gotta jump on the payload. Get it all the way to the point. Like, oh my goodness, gets all the way to the point. Like, no.
Right.
Like, what? Oh, great.
Although usually it doesn't work like that. Usually they suck at pushing the payload. Usually they won't get it all that far, you know.
Sometimes it happens though.
Occasionally, yeah.
Oh, great. I gotta wait for them. Yeah, I think it's just play better without it, you know. Like once it's over, it's over. Like you fail.
Man, you're just mean. You're just a mean little boy. I think if you're already on it though, then I think you should have it overtime. Because, you know, you're in the midst of trying to take it back, you know.
Yeah, but as soon as you die, over.
So you feel like overtime is only earned if they are actively trying to cap something at the moment.
Yeah.
But the moment they're off, it's like, all right, that's it. You had your fun.
Pretty much.
Oh, wow. Overwatch would be a lot scarier of a place if you ran the rules, man. Although it is kind of funny seeing people like trying to like take advantage of that overtime. They end up not doing it, and then the overtime kind of gets tired of it, just like it just zips right to the end. Like they're just like, all right, that's enough, you know. It's like they just get tired of like people trying to. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to get on my lunch break. Like, can you hurry up now? So I do like that at least it gets faster, you know. So they just can't. So it doesn't keep giving them like that. They're like, what is it, like 7 seconds to like try to get back on her or whatever it is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what about a hero? Do you think a hero needs to be nerfed? Or buffed, actually?
I can think of characters that need to be nerfed, but I don't know how I would nerf them.
Who did you have in mind?
Me.
Oh man. Reinhardt needs some play of the games. Yeah, I mean, I guess, because Reinhardt really can't do nothing for himself, like when his team abandons him.
Yeah, I better get play of the games to see him too.
I think you've gotten, like, what, about 4 or 5 of them?
Yeah, about 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, which, I mean, that really, you know. I mean, you're a support character, though. Although, if you're really good at saving people, the thing you've gotten one before that involved you using your transcendence to, like, save everybody. And that's a play of the game in its own right, because you saved everybody, which I think that's actually a pretty cool play of the game, you know?
Yeah.
There's always have to beat everybody, just whoop, like, for some reason, they just start going ham on everybody, like, for, like, 6 seconds.
Yeah, but it's usually junk rats, you know, in a Reaper.
Fire in the hole!
I mean, really.
And just, like, you're just like...
Junk rats, Reapers, and an occasional, like, dealer.
Right. Because every time... Okay, let's be honest. Every time you see Hanzo, Reaper, Pharah, Junkrat, anybody like, you're just always in like, gee, I wonder what they did to get play of the game. Like, even when it's me, if I'm playing as one of those characters, like, I get the most play of the games as Reaper by far, you know? I'm sure everybody, I'm sitting there telling them, like, gee, I wonder what got me play of the game. And it's always just me just, like, looming over everybody, just like, you know, there's veins popping out of my head. I'm getting ready to do that Death Blossom. And then it's just the die, die, die. Or I can't say that. I think I might get throat cancer if I keep doing that. But it's just me just looming over. I'm just itching to like jump down there. I jump down and I do my Death Blossom and just shoot everybody up. And then I might shoot that one person that was lingering, and like that's it. And then it just ends with me just kind of walking off and just kind of doing boring stuff again. You know? It's just it's super predictable. You know, I swear I feel like Junkrat gets the highest percentage of like play of the games. Like I swear it's always Junkrat. I'm like, bro, share the love, man. Come on, stop getting play of the game. I want some. Give me. It's always fire in the hole, man. I'm tired. And recently it's been the Scarecrow Junkrat that's been getting play of the games for some reason. I'm like, just him shooting that big explosive bundle of hay at people. I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm sick of it. I'm done.
It's painful life, you know.
Skedaddle.
Painful life.
Actually, I've been seeing Reinhardt's play of the games less and less now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Like earlier when I would see, and usually with Reinhardt, it's his ultimate, you know, his hammer down, and then like he knocks everybody on the ground. He starts like beating them all on the ground, which to be honest makes you look like a huge villain. But you know,
not love kicking people while on the ground. No, in the game, of course.
I was like, I was gonna
like,
say,
Reinhardt just smashed the guy on the ground like.
You just start kicking him on the ground. Oh, you piece of trash! You garbage. That's like okay, so we played this game called Scott Pilgrim vs. the World before. Every time Mark plays with Steven Stills, he always knocks somebody on the ground and starts beating their face in. I'm like, no, Mark, that's what villains do. We don't do that here. And he just keeps on just bashing them in. And then this is the same thing. You're just kicking them while they're on the ground. That's messed up, man. So what is Uncle Tomas saying here? It's not that often that you see them. They made an adjustment where it's not most kills, but it's still less than others. It's not that often that you see them, but they... For Reinhardt. Oh, you're saying, okay, so they made it, regardless of the adjustments, you still don't see Reinhardt's too many of the time. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't see,
yeah.
I don't really see Reinhardt's anymore. Speaking of Reinhardt, I love jumping in the air and slamming it down, because, like, it always catches people off guard. And it also just looks cooler, too, because you jump in the air and he always holds it up, and he's just, like, getting ready to BAM! And, like, he cracks the ground. Feels good, man. Feels good. Except when I find another Reinhardt and they see it coming and then they block it and, like, nobody gets on the ground. I'm just like, I hate you.
I don't know if I'm safe, like, from a Reinhardt. Reinhardt's, like, if they charge me, I'm dead instantly.
Yeah, pretty much, if you're not a tank, if you get hit by a Reinhardt's charge, you're probably gonna die. Like, there's a good chance you're gonna die from that.
Actually, I think just, like, today.
Yeah, a Reinhardt saved you from a Reinhardt, actually.
A big Reinhardt, like, whoa. And I was like an inch from the wall, and he, like, smacked him, like, He's knocking mine the whole charge thing. Like, whoa.
You're like, stop.
I like, you know.
I like, stopping a Reinhardt charge is fun, especially as Roadhog, because again, Roadhog is the ultimate vibe killer tank. Because like a Reinhardt, I've stopped a Reinhardt from charging at me before as Roadhog. I mean, he's still up to me like he wanted to, but he didn't get that satisfying hit that he wanted to, you know. So he'll be charging, but just like, I'm like, yeah, get over here. It's like, you weren't getting over it the way you thought you were, now did you? Yeah, you didn't. You weren't expecting that.
You know, every time a Roadhog like hooks me, the only little he buddy bumps me instead, it actually like shooting me. Like, boom, like whoa, I just fall over from the recoil, you know.
Right. Like it isn't the shotgun; it's actually the recoil from his obesity.
Yeah, I bounced on the stomach.
Right, just like ugh, and like that's it. Like it shatters your vertebrae, and you just die. It'd be a kind of way to go out, actually.
Pretty nasty.
Yeah. So yeah, this was pretty. I was expecting. We were expecting Mark to join us tonight, but unfortunately, he wasn't feeling all that, you know. Decided to take himself a good old rest. You know, had a headache and whatnot. So, give him your condolences, or if you're religious or something like that, send your prayers. You know, again, we're all religiously neutral here. But yeah, I really wish this going this. I really wish this podcast could have had a little more going on to it, because it definitely would have been longer. But hey, who knows? We could do a follow-up podcast. We could bring you back again.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Just maybe. Now, if he gets a headache again, I'm like, all right, he's playing with me now. But it's... But, oh! Wow! Speak of the devil. He's here.
Oh, there he goes.
I hate to break it to you, Mark, but we're actually getting ready to wrap up. We're about done. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, man. Oh no, man. Yeah, we were just talking about Reinhardt and interrupted him. Or we could talk about some Overwatch stories if you want to keep going.
I have any stories. Most of them just me getting killed, you know. Not pleasant. Not pleasant.
Oh, from your earlier days. You don't get killed a lot of Zenyatta now.
No. Or that occasional Genji that chases me down, you know, and Fair like he's blasting me. But other than that, I don't really have any more stories.
Actually, Mark, I have a question for you. Since you're up now, if you're feeling up to it, I can promote you to podcast reservations, and you can throw your cents in. We can cheat. We can cheat. All right, yeah. All right. Shoot. Okay, now I need to get you a second pair of headphones. Okay.
I have a headphone upstairs. I just need like another output. You know.
All right, hold on a second. I'm gonna go talk to my sisters. Give me 1 moment. Alright, so my brother's checking right now, seeing if he's got a little headphone splitter thing. Let's see here. Oh, shoot! Uncle Tomas left for tonight. Oh, man, good night. I didn't even catch that. Oh, I feel terrible. Oh, man. Okay, now where did I leave this, dude? I haven't used this thing in like a month. Sucks. I think I have one too. I think my brother might just have his. Wait, my dad might have it. Hold on. I didn't find mine. It's just terrible. Hey, Mark, you find yours? Yeah. What? Oh boy. Oh, it's all nuts. Hold on, let me have a look here. This podcast is getting weird.
You guys can go on without me.
Go on without you.
If you want to.
We don't do that here. We don't. Oh no, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. We fight to the end. All right. Also, I'm getting pretty hot. I don't know about you.
I'll just call from the phone.
Just call from the phone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. All right. We'll see you in a little bit then.
All right.
All right. Well, that was a complete waste of time. So, Mark, let's get you in here. After I promote you right about now. Yep, you already know what's up. Hey, what's going on, Mark?
It's going good. My headache kind of faded a little bit.
Awesome.
I swear I be getting these just random blasting headaches, and it's always at night too. Oh, all right. So, what do you want me to talk about?
Okay, so we already kind of went over it, but we'll just let you have your time to shine. So earlier we just talked about, what's your favorite hero, so you can go over that first.
Okay, my favorite hero is Bridget because she's so awesome, and the reason why I like her so much is because that she can heal people, but at the same time she can like mess somebody up, and I just kind of like the simple play style of like just basically Skyrim character or whatever. I don't know, just short, just mace and shield. I love it, and I like the shield tech. I like being just the person in front because I can like protect my teammates if I needed to with my shield.
You need some
And I can
caffeine,
also-
man.
Yeah, well, it's, I'm trying not to be monotone, but I like
Pop a
to.
Mountain Dew or something.
I try to. I like marching forward with my shield. Kind of awesome when I'm just stomping along and my teammates are behind me and stuff. And then like shutting down people sometimes, like a Reinhardt that's shielded up, or like a Reaper that's doing his little spin shotgun thing, or just anybody doing their ultimate. Really, I enjoy just messing them up. Also, a Mei that is cowardly hiding in an ice block. And as soon as she comes out, I just get her.
Oh, ain't that fun?
That's just fantastic, isn't it? I just love Bridget so much, and I don't know. I like her character as well. How like just positive she is all the time, and she's just so optimistic and just awesome. And I love that little spray of just like cute little Bridget. I don't know why I like that. I love that so much, but yeah, Bridget is my favorite. And then there's Orisa, which she can literally turn herself into solid gold, which you already know why I like that so much. I just love gold so much.
Yeah, this dude's a
And,
gold junkie, man.
Oh yeah. And I like the simple like just minigun. It was really easy to pick up, and it's kind of cool to like. Now I just need to work on like trailing or like leading the bullets to like the person.
Yeah, it's a strange form of tracking.
Yeah, it's very strange, very strange. Like if anyone's in the air, just forget it. I'm hiding. But yeah, I do like Orisa as well, and she has an African accent, and I always love African accents because they're so just satisfying to listen to.
Strangely pleasant.
Just pleasant. That's what I was trying to say. They're pleasant. And yeah, those are my favorite classes. And I only play as those two, like ever. Those are the only two I've ever played.
Hey,
Like,
if it ain't
seriously.
broke, don't fix it.
Right, exactly.
And also, I see Black Mark. You have returned.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So, what's the next question?
Okay, so the next we had was, what is your hero what is your least favorite hero to play? Excuse me.
My least favorite hero to play?
Mm-hmm. You just play. You're just like,
well,
I ain't playing this.
Well, I only played as two characters, so I would refuse to play as Tracer, Mei, and who else? There's someone else, and who else is it? Oh, and Reaper. Those three I will not play as because I hate versing them. I'm not gonna be like my own. I'm not gonna be the person that I hate. Because Mays, they're just annoying. Tracers are also annoying, and Reapers are just edgy. So I'm just kind of like.
Well, guess what? The next question is, what heroes make you the saltiest?
Maze. I hate Maze. When they freeze me and they just walk up to me point blank with her stupid look on her face, and she just pulls out her stupid ice spikes and just shoots me in my face. That makes me the most. I am so livid when that happens to me. Like the little bomb on my head goes off. I swear to God. I hate looking at her face when I can't move, when she's like right there. I hate it.
Squishy little Chinese face.
Yeah, like I swear, every May like walks around so they can look at my face, so I can see
Almost
them.
spat out my water
ending
there.
me. I hate Maze so much, and it's so satisfying to kill them, especially when they go in that little coward ice thing.
That cryogenic freezing.
Yeah, I get so happy. I just sit there as Bridge. I'm like, yeah, pop out that thing, pop it out. And I just go, and I do a little mace throw, and then I just whap her, you know?
It's always the funniest thing, seeing people surround May when she does that. So everybody's just anticipating that. It's like we can all feel the veins in each other's necks just like popping out as we're getting ready for her to pop out of that. We're like some kind of street gang, just like cracking our knuckles and like
right,
just loading our guns. It's just like we're ready, man.
Like, I wonder how the May would feel. Just like,
I imagine that is
just terrifying.
Yeah.
Just all six players.
She ain't getting out of that alive. She's not gonna get out of that alive. Like, really. Like, when's the last time we've seen, like, when a May gets surrounded, when's the last time we've seen her just get away? Save for a team showing up.
Never.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
You know, the thing is, you're not even bad at killing Maze. You're actually, I see you kill Maze more than they kill you.
Yeah, but they're still annoying.
I'm saying that doesn't detract from the fact that they still annoy the life out of you, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of like my thing with, I mentioned about, earlier I talked about Wrecking Ball. And how, like, usually I kill a Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Balls rarely kill me, but they still get on my nerves, man. Really bad.
Yeah, because they knock you all over the place. And then they start, like especially they hook up to a payload, or like a pillar in the middle of a King of the Hill, and just go around and around. I'm like, oh my God, can you not? That's another thing I like about Bridget. I can stop a Wrecking Ball from doing that.
Yeah, I was talking a little earlier about stopping Wrecking Balls. It is satisfying to stop them, man. And stop them in their terrible schemes. Like when you see me do with Reinhardt, and you know, when I bash them, when they roll right into me, and I completely take over their momentum.
Yeah.
Or as Roadhog, if you see me do, where I just kind of yoink them. I'm just like, stop.
Right, just nope.
And it's funny because you always see. I was just telling Mark earlier, the other Mark over here. I was just sitting there's a cycle to a Wrecking Ball. They roll in. May or may not hit you, slam down, activate their shield, back up, shoot you for a little bit, and then just roll away.
Yeah,
like
that's pretty much it.
That's unless you're a good Wrecking Ball, because good Wrecking Balls don't play like that. But usually somebody is not. So it's usually like the same like cycle. Like they're so predictable and they're so easy to kill, man.
Right.
And if I'm playing like Roadhog, like if they're rolling away, I'm just like, nah, get back here. And then they usually die right after that.
Just get over here. Or, hang on, let me do it in nasty hog voice. Come over here. You know, you gotta get the breathing in there, you know? Oh, God, you sound just like him. Jeez.
Yeah, Roadhog's disgusting. Just terrible.
Just absolutely. The only time he's not disgusting is he's wearing that Hawaiian stuff. But then the mask is creepy.
Yeah, the mask is scary. You got the butcher skin that got rid of the Audi, but butcher looks disgusting. From Diablo, but
yeah.
But we also talked about what did you think of Comp?
Oh, Comp, I like Comp a lot better, because comparing it to TF2, transition from like casual to Comp, you know, it is a huge difference. First of all, casual in TF2 I can get in there in like 2 seconds. Comp in TF2, I'm still waiting on a game right now.
See you in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If
No,
that.
I queued up 3 hours ago. I'm still waiting.
Right.
But but in Overwatch, first of all, I can get in very quickly.
It's usually
You know,
about
it's
1.5 to 2.5 minutes.
yeah, it's a
Sometimes
very
quicker.
quick process. Yeah, it's a very quick process. And next, in quick play for Overwatch, you know, you got people. You're always overbearing on the damage, right? You always overflowing the damage guys.
Yeah, we
And
talked about how you get like 4 damage.
yeah. So, but in comp, that doesn't happen. Like it doesn't happen at all. Like there's always 2, 2, and 2. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I always
Occasionally you'll get that, that 1, 2, and 3, but that ain't too bad. As long as it
Right.
ain't like just 1, 1, and then 4. Like
Right. Or just 0, 6, 0.
Right, that mess.
Yeah. But I like comp a lot. People take comp a lot more seriously, and it's a lot more satisfying to win because everyone's trying super hard.
Right.
Because in quick play, some people are not trying, some people are. There's people just goofing around playing as Wrecking Ball because he's a new character, and
Yeah,
playing
even comp
just
wrecking
different-
balls are a lot more competent than quick play
Yeah.
wrecking balls.
Yeah.
Usually that's where you see the good wrecking balls, which I like that.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't because I get my head cracked by him, but
What was that sound?
literally, that was one of your sisters laughing, just giggling.
Sorry about that.
Are you in the room with the girls?
Oh, no, I went downstairs. Listen.
Oh, okay.
Why is your voice so deep? Anyway, right. So I just like comp better, and I like how you get these cool purple coins, or you can get golden weapons.
Oh yeah, I also like I was just mentioning like on my part because I know you kind of missed some of it. So I just mentioned that my part. I liked how it also analyzes performance over just who wins.
Right. So, like who won better?
Yeah, basically. As opposed to we just won, because
Right.
I mean nobody wants that trash team that gets that one good push in and then like they just win.
Right.
When you know that your team is the better one. And I like that comp. It's like, oh, nah, they were better.
Right. The only thing I don't like about comp, though, the only thing I don't really like in Overwatch, period, is just the people that play it. They're just a bunch of salt mines for no reason. They're so mad. I don't understand. They're just so mad and so grumpy all the time. They're never happy. I don't understand what the problem is. They're always just like, oh god, dude, everyone use their alt. Like, oh sure, what do you want me to hold on to it? Like,
and I never understood alt shamers.
My character. Right. I'm sorry that I use a feature to my character. like
Like that
seriously.
one time that Zarya, like she shot that graviton surge, or I think that's what it's called. Everybody got
Yeah, and
sucked
then-
in, and then I think the Hanzo shot his ultimate at it.
Yeah,
And they were like, they had to use their ults to win. I'm like, well, that's kind of the point of using
Wow.
an ultimate. They're supposed to work together. That's
Did
when
they-
that's when ults work best, when you're working with somebody else while you're using it.
Did they literally just even use their ults in a strategic manner to kill all of us? How dare they? I swear, like, I don't understand people that do that. They're just mad. See, there we go again. They're just
mad.
They're just mad. I hate that. I hate that so much that they're just always mad all the time. So stupid.
Yeah, the thing is, so it really isn't anything new that we've seen, because you look at Team Fortress 2 as a competitive experience, because we're not saying it's the same thing, of course, but
Right.
as a competitive experience, like a TF2 is just casual environment. People get insulting there all the time, but in Overwatch, it's usually a little more direct with their assault, which is why I think it's just more unpleasant in general,
Right.
Because in TF2, you have like the usual, oh, soldiers suck, I hate crits. It's just the usual stuff. But
Right.
in Overwatch, it's like, oh yeah, nice one, Reaper. You get a lot of skill, man. You used your Death Blossom amongst all of us. I'm like, well, I mean, you probably shouldn't have just been there if you didn't like getting killed by it. I'm just kind of like,
Right.
well, if you have such a problem with me using it, then move.
Right. Don't
Get
don't
mad.
get hit by it.
Yeah, get mad, little crybaby.
Right. It's just a game. For God's sake, you're not even getting real money for this.
Right, and I mean, of course, it isn't uncommon to get a little worked up at the game sometimes. Because, like, occasionally, you know how comp is, where sometimes we get, like, this constant streak of people where, like, for some reason, Magic and Fizzy did pair us up with, like, I swear, like, they're pairing us up with, like, the best of the best sometimes. I'm just like, how?
The entire London Spitfire team.
Right, I'm just like, how do we beat them? Like, I'm just like, how? And I'll admit, sometimes I do get quite frustrated with that game, because they just will not. Like, I don't mind losing if, like, we both had a pretty good fight, you know? I'm like, okay, whatever, it's all cool. But when I'm getting several matches in a row where the other team is just, they are just slamming us every time, I'm just like, you know,
bruh.
I'm just like, can I just get a match where I'm fighting an equal, man? Like, you kill me a little bit, I'm killing you a little bit, you know? It's just not like you got that one diva that just, like, she knows all the good spots. You got that Widowmaker that just, like, she will not settle for less than a headshot, you know? Or you got that one Doomfist that, for some reason, is like, he's eating the health packs as he's fighting everybody. It's just like, why aren't you dying, you know?
Right,
or you got that
Doomfist,
Zenyatta that's just...
scared of those guys.
You want to explain your experience with Doomfist, actually?
Oh, Doomfist. Every time I see him, I swear my stomach goes into my heart. I'm just like, oh dear. Because, like, I play Bridget, and, you know, I'm a melee character. I never, ever go near Doomfist. Never. If I see him, I'm running. If I don't have a tank to, like, tank the hits, I'm running. Because every time I go against a Doomfist, I'm like, okay, here we go. I got my mace. I'm about to mess you up. I run in, and Doomfist, he just knocks me all over the place, and I'm just confused the entire time. I'm getting knocked up, down, left, right, do a twirl. I'm just so confused the entire time I'm fighting him. I'm like, I'm just swinging. I'm like, where is the Doomfist?
Yeah, his melee game is really, really strong.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? And then I find, like, when I finally get a break, I land on the ground. I'm like, gee, okay, where'd he go? I turn around, he's just charged up fully with that little fist charge. And final kill. Every time, every Doomfist, I swear. Like, if it's like, if I beat the Doomfist, you are a bad Doomfist. Yeah, I always run from Doomfists. Whenever I see him, I'm usually Rob's next to me because I usually hang around Rob. I'm like, Rob, Doomfist, get him, take care, dispose of him.
Yeah,
like
usually,
I said, like
usually,
if I have help,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, if I have help, I'll help.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not about to be like the main person going after the Doomfist. What were you about to say?
I was just gonna say, yeah, usually when you call for me, like when Doom is attacking, usually it's already after he's just going ham on you, you know?
Yeah, because another thing, he's fast. So, like, he shows up and you're like, oh, like, you don't have anything to react to. You just, oh, he's there. Here he comes. Like, oh, I can't do anything.
What always gets me is that little jump slam that he does. That always gets me off guard.
Yeah.
Because he just jumps over and just, whoa, bam! I'm like, oh, whoa. Hey, don't scare me like that.
There's one guy, he, when we got paired up with all those gold people, and a quick play, he uppercutted me, charged fist me, and then slammed me, like immediate death. I was like, he did the uppercut.
I see a problem.
Right, he uppercutted me, did a charge fist, and then did the slam, and he killed me. I'm like, bruh, what was that? I didn't even get a chance. I just turned the corner, bam, Doomfist dead. Doomfist,
yeah, I hate Doomfist too. I don't like fighting Doomfist. Although usually I'm a tank, so usually he's not much of a problem for me because I can just kind of take the hits, you know. But
right,
if I'm like a Soda Stasis, I'm like no, like I'm trying to get out of there. I'm like, I need a tank immediately. Oh man, because I'm like his melee, he can get to you too fast, and his melee game is just too strong.
Right, he's just.
Especially if he punches you and you slam up against the wall, so that's extra damage. So I mean, I'm just like, I'm not trying to do this. But if I'm Roadhog, I'm like, all right, yeah, come on, hit me.
Just he hits you, it just goes boing off your stomach. Yeah, the Mays are annoying. Doomfist I respect, but I'm just scared of them. Really.
Mad respect, but I hate you anyway.
Right, I hate you, but you have my respect. The first time when you were running through the classes with me, he would run through he ran through the classes, all of them, and he was like, he basically kept saying, "Don't be a Bastion, don't be a Bastion." I really thought Bastions were going to be a lot more of a problem, but I don't find them much as a problem.
No, it's just like Pyro and TF2. Don't be a Pyro.
Right, but like you said, don't be a Pyro, right? Like it's like being a Pyro, and
Right.
TF2.
They really ain't all that, but just please don't.
Well, Pyros and TF2, they're a menace, right? They're always there when you don't need them to be, and they're just, if one is in close proximity, you're just like, well, I'm dead. I really thought Bastions were going to be a lot more of a problem. I mean, they are deadly if they're at a choke point, and they're just in like turret mode or whatever, and they just can grind you down. I found out that it takes a Bastion 3 seconds to completely dwindle my shield.
Ooh.
From when they're in minigun mode. I was like, oh, okay, Bastion. But like usually I stun them, and but if I can't get an angle on him, or if he's surrounded by teammates, yeah, that Bastion is like set.
Yeah. Like I was telling the other Mark over here, I said my best bet with when I'm playing against Bastion is to go Roadhog, because I could just yoink him out of there, and that Bastion's confidence goes from like, I know you can't see it, but it's like way up. We're talking like the Detroit, like tallest building in Detroit. Goes to like that. Yeah, like the GM building, and like when I pull him over to me, it's like a pothole. It's down there. It's
a pothole.
Yeah. Like they lose all kind. They just like back up and start shooting, but they like their maneuvering game is just bad. They're trying, man. But usually I pull them into like a group of like other teammates and like it's like, yeah, you're not getting out of this one.
You're done goofed.
Yeah, you're done goofed, man. You little Roadhog get close, that's it. You're a stationary target.
That's another thing I like about Bridget. Roadhog's little pull and shoot is super deadly, but with Bridget I can completely disable it. But that's if I have my shield bash charge. They just did a as of right now in the podcast, they just did a patch where they raised up the cooldown by like a second, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was 6 seconds, now it's 7.
Yep.
So like it seems like, oh, whatever, but I feel it sometimes. I'm like, well, where's my
that second matters.
Yeah, because like I don't only use the shield bash to bash people. I use it to get out of places, because you get like a little burst of speed when you do the shield bash, and sometimes it saves me from like May's ice circle. It saves me from a Reinhardt's charge. It saves me from a high noon, just everything, really. It saves me from a Junkrat's thing sometimes. His little wheel.
Fire in the hole!
I hate that noise. I really do.
It's starting to become a curse.
But I like that Indian Symmetra's little thing when she's on the other team. So it's so funny when she says it.
Yeah, Mark's kind of made it this like little quest of his to like perfectly say that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it right now.
And the scary thing is, he's getting close.
Yeah,
he's getting close to perfection. I can't stand that.
Yeah, I just like. Yeah, I like that. I kind of like how the other team, when they do their special, or their ultimate, they say it in their language. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's the enemy's thing. Or if like the person on our team's English, they say a different line. Yeah, they say a different line. Like McCree, he goes like step right up or something.
Yeah, when he's on your team, he says step right up.
Yeah, and then Rip, what does Junkrat say?
Junkrat doesn't say anything. He just goes and just starts like grinding his shotgun. Just starts laughing maniacally, letting out that big lung cancer cough that he's got going on.
No, I'm talking about not a Roadhog.
I'm thinking about. I always confuse those two for some reason. But
they're our partners, right?
Yeah, they are. I don't. Well, they both look dirty and disgusting too. But
they are both dirty and disgusting.
But I don't know why. When I hear Junkrat, I automatically think Roadhog for some reason. Excuse that. But yeah, Roadhog doesn't say anything though. He just kind of starts laughing and doing his thing. His lung cancer cough. But Junkrat, he says, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I just like all the small details, and if any of y'all remember what I said in the aesthetics video or aesthetics podcast, is that I really like bright colors, and Overwatch is bright. It is like bright, and all the colors are just there and just in your face, and so like
it's like a Pixar film, man.
It's just like, oh, you know, I love bright games, and Overwatch is one of them.
Yeah, it's hypnotic sometimes.
Yeah, I just walk around. I'm just like, oh.
The only problem I have with the colors sometimes is that they're too aggressive. Now let's talk about the Temple of Anubis and the freaking sun hitting the sand.
Why are you so mad about that?
Because it always shows at the wrong time. I'm just like, all right, let's go there. Ah! I'm just like I swear, like all the light is just bouncing right into my screen. I'm just like, oh, I can't see anything.
And you got glasses, so it's just like double.
All right, I'm like, it's just like, man, I'm like a mole in the sunlight, man. It's just it ain't looking too good for me.
Right. You know, sometimes if I'm tired, I'm playing Overwatch, right? I can tell if I'm getting tired because I start just getting like my eyes stop focusing and they just kind of just fade away. Like the field of view just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Because you know how when you focus on one thing, it's just a little dot, right? But it just keeps getting bigger, and then you just kind of like your whole eyeball is the screen, and you're
right.
That's how I tell if I'm
it's
tired.
like you're not paying attention; you're just looking at the screen.
You're just looking, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. But that's how I can tell if I'm tired, because only bright games do that to me. If it's a bright game, I'm just like, ooh, you know.
So yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So I know Black Mark over here. He doesn't really talk too much about TF2 all that much. So of course we don't know. Well, you know what? Let's just take it at step one. So occasionally you will hear people talking about how similar Overwatch is to TF2. Mark, what do you think?
The only similar thing I think is just with TF2 and Overwatch. The only similar thing is that they just both have classes, and the classes have very specific things, and the gameplay is the same. No. The vanilla, like that's just the base of the games. They're the same because they have the same game modes like payload, control points, whatever,
King of the
attack
Hill,
and defense,
you know.
King of the Hill, all those. So like just the base, the foundation is the same. But the thing that makes Overwatch different from TF2 is to me it's less chaotic because I can see more, because it's more of a it's not like craziness happening all of the time. In Overwatch they have ultimates. That's what makes it different. They have ultimates. And like the guns, they're so out of this world, and it's just like whoa. Like Symmetra's got this weird claw thing, Roadhog has this weird shotgun pistol, Doomfist literally has a bionic arm, Mercy has a staff of greatness. There's all these different types, and of course Overwatch has more flavor because there's more characters.
Right.
But TF2 is a little bit more consistent because there's less characters, so it's kind of like the same game over, like kind of, you get the same kind of feel. But Overwatch is totally different compared, like seeing what characters are which,
Right.
So no, like the foundation, yes, they are the same. But when you start getting to like the actual buildings and stuff, it's completely different. It's so different.
Yeah, I'm the same way. First of all, whoever started this whole thing of, like, it's a ripoff of Team Fortress 2, I mean, that's only if you just look at it for, like, a brief moment. But even just kind of looking at it, you can kind of tell it's not like TF2.
Right.
But when you start playing it, then you'll really start to see that it's not like Team Fortress 2.
Right, exactly.
Because it's kind of like you mentioned, like, the characters are different. Like, it was one, Overwatch has more characters, and Overwatch's depth with characters works differently. Because there's TF2, you have... What is it? Over 100 items and weapons in the game that you can use.
Right.
With all these with these 9 classes. So classes have like they have like a lot of depth to like, these 9 characters. Now, while comparatively in Overwatch, those characters don't have as much depth. In fact, they should not, because Overwatch would be a mess of a game.
Yeah, it would be.
If it had the depth that TF2's classes had. But while they don't have as much depth, it's the kind of synergies you can form, like the many synergies you can form, where you can and cannot take your characters, their limitations, what they work good at, what they're okay at, That's what makes it so different from Team Fortress 2. The heroes don't... They definitely don't feel like rip-offs of Team Fortress 2 characters, something like that. Team Fortress 2, the characters' like strengths and weaknesses aren't as blatantly obvious. But in Overwatch, you can tell right off the bat who's good at what and who's bad at what.
Right.
Like, Widowmaker, amazing at long-range combat. God-awful in short-range combat. That's usually why they usually run away, because they're usually not going to win that fight.
Right.
Because, I mean, their machine gun sniper rifle doesn't do a lot of damage, to be honest. I can't remember the last time I got killed by that thing. Like, it's not...
I never got killed by the thing.
Yeah. I don't even know if I have. If I have, it's because somebody else helped them,
Right, like they got the petty last bullet.
Right. But I really can't think of the last time I got killed by that, to be honest. If I even did, in a 1v1.
Exactly.
Usually they just kind of try to go for that headshot, which sometimes they may or may not get lucky. It happens. But
yeah.
But yeah, and you got people like Reinhardt or Bridget, who are both really similar characters. Reinhardt, Bridget, great at up close. They suck at long range. They just
terrible.
They just can't do anything about it. If you got range over them, there is literally nothing they can do. I mean, May's got that Maze extension, and Reinhardt's got that fire beam, but at that range, they're pretty easy to dodge. So,
and even if you hit them, it doesn't kill them.
Yeah, it just kind of, if anything, it just makes them back off more. So I mean,
right.
You're just making it harder. And
That's
same thing with characters
like
like
they have shields.
Right, yeah. Same thing with characters like Reaper and Reaper, amazing at close range. There's other things too. Like Diva's good at kind of close range and long range, but terrible at really not very good at 1v2s. No character really is amazing at 1v2s, but Diva in particular really sucks at that,
Oh yeah.
And then you got Doomfist, which he's the absolute worst at long range because he has nothing to protect himself with.
Right.
That's why you see him getting shot in the head all the time. Like
Right.
They just can't do anything about it. But
then the problem with Doomfist is he can close the distance real fast.
Yeah, he can close that gap quite fast, and it can be quite startling sometimes, to say the least. But I don't a ripoff of Team Fortress 2. I mean, I'm
Negative.
sorry, buddy. You gotta, if you're trying to convince me, you gotta earn that. You gotta earn that, because it'll take some effort, man. I'm just saying. There's just too much that's just too different about that game. I mean, if the Ultimates already set that, they already make that gap pretty big. The Ultimates alone. Because TF2 doesn't revolve around that. Not at all. The closest you get to an Ultimate is like the Phlogistinator. Like, that's it.
Yeah, right. A Phlogistinator.
That's really just it. It's just that. And maybe, just maybe, if you get that double headshot with the Machina, but like that's about it. Well, of course the meta gun, but
I mean, like also TF2 is just a lot more simpler than Overwatch. I feel it's just a lot more simpler.
Yeah,
like a lot more like just like I can see what's going on, not like this craziness happening.
Right, because even between even like with the classes and their multiple weapons, they still have to kind of generally use them the same way. They just have to consider different factors in the fight. Like Force of Nature. Hits harder, but it has 2 shots, But
right.
Scouts you still kind of have to play the same way with it, It's just, you just have 2 shots now, But the 2 characters that change the most with different items is the Engineer and the Demo Man. Because they are almost entirely different. They are almost entirely different if you change them up enough. If you give them, like, the right items, but... Because, like, I mean... An Engineer with the shotgun, pistol, and wrench is completely different from an Engineer that has the Rescue Ranger, the Short Circuit, and the Wrangler. No, not the Wrangler. The what the heck is that thing called? That metal hand. I can't think of his name right now.
Don't look at me.
Okay. TF2, metal hand. Gunslinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, with the Rescue Ranger, the Short Circuit, and the Gunslinger, totally different engineer you're fighting right there,
Right.
Same thing with Dome Man and his shield and melee combo. Or Boots' shield and melee combo. Whatever melee weapon he chooses to use. Totally different. Not even like the same character. Other than that, no, not really. It doesn't change about too much. Overwatch, when you see a different character, you gotta consider so many things before you pick that fight. Who are they, and what can they do? I will say one edge I think that TF2 has, just as a competitive experience, the one edge TF2 has over Overwatch is that at a distance, characters are more easily identifiable in TF2 than in Overwatch. Overwatch, I can't always quite tell what I'm looking at a distance sometimes. Of course, someone like Reinhardt, you'll always know if you're fighting a Reinhardt or not. It's easy. It's so easy.
Any of the tanks, really.
Yeah, any of the tanks, you can tell who they are at a long distance. What's that?
Except for Zarya.
Yeah, Zarya says they got a. I'm like, who are you? Sometimes I actually mistake a Zarya for like a Mei, or because Mei's a bit of a, I guess you could say I guess the physique character. Yeah, if you want to say that, just the physique is similar, But like, if you put like a out of mech diva, a Tracer, and a Sombra at a long distance, I don't know who the heck I'm looking at. Like they all look the same.
I'm just gonna.
Like in my mind, they're all just Tracer. Like, to be honest,
they're all Tracer.
They're all just Tracer in my mind. But yeah, and of course, Pharah. Oh, she's floating. That's Pharah. Like that's really all you need.
And Mercy, she's Angel Wings.
Yeah, I can mistake a Mercy for a Pharah occasionally.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. They fly around too.
Right. But yeah, generally, it's a bit hard to tell sometimes. I'm just like, who am I looking at? And I can't tell. Usually I'll tell by how fast they're hitting me. Because they kind of have, like, every character kind of has their own kind of fire rate. And I can kind of tell, like, okay, I know who's hitting me. Depending on how fast they're hitting me, But other than that, I'm just like, what? Who are you? I'm sorry. I'm like that Asian guy looking at that little piece of paper. I'm like, what? Excuse me? Like, that's me. The Chinese guy is, or the Chinese or whatever he is. The Asian guy, that's me, and that little piece of paper, that's my monitor. Like, that. I'm just like, what? Who? But, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much all we talked about for tonight, We also talked about external modes, but I don't know if we really talked about those. Like the arcade.
Oh, I never even played those.
Yeah. I didn't have played any either. Mark over here, the other Mark, is the only one that's played one, and he had talked about his horrible experience in Free For All. Which you want to run that by him really quick?
Basically, the billion Widowmakers just standing around sniping everybody from higher ground. While you run around, as soon as you spawn, you can headshot it, so it's not very pleasant,
Oh wow.
Yeah, for some reason, Blizzard didn't balance that.
They're just like, we don't care. It's just an arcade game.
Play this anyway.
Right. If it ain't quick play or if it ain't competitive, we don't care.
Right.
Which, I mean, fair enough. It's not like we're gonna. It's not like we're gonna be sitting in the arcade all the time anyway. No way.
Right. You said fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah, guys, that's all we had to talk about for tonight. Glad that you, Mark, got about you pretty much extended our podcast for about an hour actually, just you showing up. Which that's cool and all, Yeah. It's all nice. So yeah, guys, those were our thoughts on Overwatch. May or may not cover it again. I don't know. After we come out a lot of comp, we might have a lot more to say. Who knows? Might see and experience a lot of new things. Who knows?
Yeah, we get our, more people like Jake and Grim, or some other people.
So we can, I don't know, may or may not try to go some tournaments. That might be fun. If we ever get that good. Whether it's local or if it's So I don't know, worldwide. I don't know. I mean, one or the other would just be really cool, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were our thoughts on those topics related to Overwatch. I'm RoberOnocle. This was my brother Mark and my best friend Mark, and we will see you guys next time.
Later.
What the?